To say that Jesus was not crucified is denying even historical truth. The famous agnostic scholar Bart Ehrman, who doesn't even believe in the salvation of Christ, but he writes that even though he disagrees with a lot of Jesus' teachings, including he doesn't believe Jesus' salvation as a redeemer, but one thing is for sure, he wrote that history has clearly pointed that Jesus Christ was crucified by Pontius Pilate in Jerusalem. Now that is by an agnostic, famous scholar, Bart Ehrman. He's not even a Christian, but he acknowledges that Christ was crucified on the cross by Pontius Pilate. Now remember that without Jesus dying on the cross, without Jesus dying for us, there will be no salvation, there will be no Christianity. Remember, that's absolute the capstone of Christianity. And in Islam, Quran doesn't believe Jesus was crucified. They believe Jesus is an honored prophet, and he was not crucified. And Allah will not allow that. In fact, Allah took him up to heaven, and there was somebody else looked like Jesus put it on the cross. It's very much like apocryphy gospel of Barnabas, The 7th century hymn, Muhammad, they must have made reference to read the not the true Injil, but the Injil by Barnabas and Thomas, etc. So this is just impossible. But the bigger problem and concern is for us Christians today. And what does that mean? What does the death and crucifixion of Jesus mean to us today? That is the question. And what does his resurrection mean to us today? Paul writes that God exerted his power on his son Jesus Christ. And on the third day of Jesus' death, God the Father raised God the Son from the dead to life, to heaven. Hallelujah. And the word Paul used is God exerted his power upon him. And Paul wrote that same power is available to us today, that God exerts in our life, gives us the life, spiritual vitality and life. Now, this is the way I want to conclude it, okay? I posted it today, that if that same power is available to us, is already been given to us, and if we feel it properly, and we understand properly, and if we experience it properly, there should be a spiritual revolution.